Parking tickets, hey, they happen. Can you complain? Well, that takes us to this week's case. It involves a real man, Willian Barboza. William Barboza lived in Liberty, New York, and he received a parking ticket. Oh, I wasn't happy about it. So when he sent in his fine, he took the ticket and took the word Liberty, the name of the town, crossed it out and wrote tyranny in place of it, and then also wrote on the citation, that wasn't well received by the town. And he received a letter from a local judge saying, come on into court here, buddy, come on into court. When he got into court, the judge basically said, you can't engage in this kind of conduct. And William was arrested for aggravated harassment. And he was cuffed for a while, led from the courtroom. Well, he was released, and he was steaming mad. Now, he's 22 years old. Didn't have a whole lot of money, but he found that the New York Civil Liberties Union would be willing to help him on this case. So they did give him a hand. They filed suit in a U.S. District Court. And the case wound its way through the court, finally found its way to a hearing before the judge. And the arguments were pretty straightforward. On behalf of William, it was argued this is simple free speech. First Amendment basically is about being able to say what you want about government, and if you want to complain about government, you can do that. On the other side, it was said, well, that language was pretty crude. Not only was it crude, but it could be viewed as intimidating and as threatening. Therefore, it is essentially a terrorist threat. Well, case went up to the judge, as I said. The judge looked at what was being said, looked at the ticket, looked at the various arguments that were made, the briefs that were filed, and came away saying, William, you and your attorneys are right. You're right because the First Amendment is all about allowing speech so you can complain about government if you want to complain about government. Now, granted, the language you used was crude and it was inappropriate, but on the other side of the coin, you were simply complaining about the administration of the government program on giving you tickets for parking. There was no imminent threat of danger. There wasn't any immediate terrorist threat. And therefore, I find that in this instance, that the charges were inappropriately brought, that you are protected by the First Amendment, and you, in fact, behaved appropriately, crudely, but appropriately under the First Amendment. Okay, so what do we learn about this case? What we learn about this case is an important fact that we are well aware of in the American context, and that is First Amendment, freedom of speech. It is an extraordinarily valuable and wide-ranging amendment that grants freedom of speech, particularly in a government context. If you're criticizing government, you have a right to do so. Granted, sometimes the language may be vulgar, may be crude, but it's protected by the First Amendment. All right, we bring you this case as you bring cases every week, so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.